Gamers, gals, non-binary pals, we have our little YCS Day 1 recap. If you're wondering why this is coming out at like 11 p.m., it's because I have Rosalind working on it. Go, honey! Ka-cha! Work for that Starbucks. Anyways, YCS Pittsburgh is going on right now. 9-round event. And there's a lot of cool stuff about it. You know why? There was a big ban list not too long ago that was effectively an emergency update to just get rid of a bunch of like really dumb bullshit. If you guys want the TLDR, Protos is searchable and Ryzeal, little too good. Mjolnir locking is a little too easy. Barrier Statue of the Drought and Barrier Statue of the Inferno. Inferno is searchable off of 7th Tachyon, which is already being played in Ryzeal because you play like Infernal Banshee or I don't know, you play like Star Cestus or something and you like reveal this and like you win. Barrier Statue of the Drought, you can search off Gallon Granite, same with Fossil Dyna, my beloved dinosaur, my little dino. Ouroboros is dumb as shit, and D-Barrier is D-Barrier. D-Barrier is the card where if you're a bad Labyrinth player, if you could tell someone is bad at Labyrinth and doesn't actually like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Or isn't actually that good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they got upset at the banning of D-Barrier because they're like, wham, my auto win like Floodgate is just gone now. Like this card was never healthy. Does anyone actually like playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, me. Anyways, we thought that YCS Pittsburgh, for the most part, would be a pretty healthy format. And based on this breakdown, not a lot changed. I don't really know what to tell you, but the emergency ban list, it did get rid of a lot of the dumb shit. Like, sometimes you would just get scammed by some shitter who just, like, you know, they did the Mitsurugi combo, or, like, they did the dumb little, like, Barrier Statue combo. It's like, okay, I'll go fuck myself. The problem is that Mitsurugi Yummy is still a very, very good deck. And Brandon Dragotail is still a really, really good deck. And Christian Canine is still a really, really good deck. We don't talk about this deck. This deck is just a scam deck. But when you look at the format right now as a whole, like, I don't know what to tell you, but that emergency ban list was made with the health of the game in mind, but not necessarily the meta. Which is fair. It is completely fair. This is a pretty interactive format. When you look at a deck like Yummy and see that as like your top table deck, and that deck basically just ends up like Book of Moon, like Herald Pass, it's pretty fair. But when you start throwing like a turn 2 OTK that is very, very easy to get to, alongside 1-card starters, alongside a negate hand rip Raigeki engine, that's when things start to get a little insane. So I'm not a fan of where like Mitsurugi Yummy is right now. I think that Mitsurugi, as much as I love the deck, does probably need to go. Though, to be fair, hitting that deck in like a meaningful fashion is kind of difficult because it's very easy to bridge into it. Like, it's not difficult at all to go from like Yummy to Mitsu, or like Mitsu to Yummy. Even if like some of the cards are like limited just because of how high quality their starters are. So as a result, they might just have to like kill 1 or 2 of the decks, but all I'm saying is fuck Herald of the Darklight. That card should be banned forever. What the fuck is Soulful Cord Mimigul Yummy? It's just Yummy featuring some level 1 guys. That's it. It's just Yummy but with level 1s. Nothing changed, nothing interesting. It's just level 1 Yummy. That's it. But is the format actually that bad? Anyways, the answer is yes. Turns out, even if you ban Mjolnir and Scythe and all the level 5 dumb shit, people will find a way to make your game as unfun as possible. Turns out, you can go Incantation Bookstone as like your Princess Conqueror target. Like, yeah, it's a lot worse, but bad Artifact Scythe is still Scythe, especially if your only way of removing it is exactly Habakiri. Ban all the donate cards. I think the donate cards are really funny, but yeah, there's never in the history of time ever been an instance, except in like bad Magic the Gathering, like Commander pods, where donate cards have actively been like a good like win condition. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, they fucking are. Yeah, like you could like Droplet send it, you could like Chalice it. It's not like impossible. Another thing you could do is you could also play like Spell Canceller. I was talking with like Forbes. Forbes is playing like some 60 card like Canine variant, like a Canine Primite variant. And like half of his sideboard is just like random level 5 Floodgates. Like he's just playing triple Spell Canceller because like fuck it, bro. Why not? Like, Sanctifier summoning Albaz is a cool interrupt. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, Sanctifier summoning, like, Spirit with Eyes of Blue is not very interesting. Like, even the most technically limited version of it is not very fun. You cannot special except dragon monsters. Ooh, so cool and interactive. I'm like, bro, like I got fucking Sanctifier locked turn 1. What am I supposed to do? And then I just killed my blue eyes and like played on turn 2 because he forgot to summon his shit in defense mode. Or you could just like draw Droplet. But again, better fucking draw it. And better draw it is never a fun way to look at the game. Speaking of floodgates, there was also a floodgate on stream. It was the water barrier statue. Very cool. Turns out, one of the things you could do is you could go like the normal Mitsurugi combo. What people were doing before was they were going like 7th Tachyon to reveal, you know, like some sort of, you know, you would reveal like Star Cestus, or you would reveal Masquerade in order to search like Ice Ryzeal, which is what people were doing originally before. However, what people are doing now with 7th Tachyon, after you go into like the Dragluxion, is you reveal Ragnazero in order to search out the water barrier statue. Wow, this is fun and interactive. This is so cool. I love floodgates. Woo! What's funny is like I was watching this feature match and the guy punted like he was a fucking linebacker. I don't watch football, you can tell. And it was like, oh my god. He just decided to make Ragnazero after like Urena just passed. I'm like, dude, you don't want to just keep sitting on the fucking barrier statue? And maybe like, I don't know, like chip in for 1 or 2 turns? Because the odds are he's probably not going to find it out. Statistically, at least. I don't know. Like, you can do like Mitsurugi stuff later. Floodgate players throwing. Many such cases. Floodgate players, when you have to talk to them about the concept of the mid and late game. Yeah, he threw that matchup. Some people just get greedy. Some people are just like, oh, like my opponent has nothing, so I will just proceed to pop off. Then they get drolled, and they're just like, ah, my opponent had something. I'm like, bro, yeah, fucking course. They weren't just like dicking around. Ragnazero does something in the deck because of duo drive. Yeah, like who would have guessed that like rank 4 is pretty good. Rank 4 spam, pretty good. Just ask Onomot. Additionally, there was also Koakai Meru Draco. You can play it in Draco Tail. You can summon it just like normally as your normal summon, because your deck doesn't really care about it that much. You don't really care about your normal summon that much in Draco Tail. You can summon it off of spheres. It's just like, oh, it's like, okay, I'll go fuck myself. My bad. My bad for trying to play Yummy Mitsurugi. But I think this says 2 things. One is the format is so powerful, or we could kind of look at like Yummy Mitsurugi as a deck that's so powerful and almost uninteractable to a certain degree. Like, you can't really hand trap Yummy Mitsurugi efficiently. You could like Foolos it, you could like droll it, you could like ash it, but unless your opponent like opens like a poo-poo hand or a hand that's like pretty weak, they're not going to be able, you are not going to be able to stop them with just one hand trap. One hand trap is very easy to breeze by, especially when you consider how all the 1-card sharders are like effectively insulated within themselves. Like, you can't really ash Cup C. Like, Cup C Habakiri requires like 3 hand traps to like properly stop. And 2, it's that even bad floodgates will see play. People will find some capacity to play bad floodgates. Again, a lot of the good ones are banned, but people are still gonna just try their best to like force floodgates down people's throats. People are going to try to make Koakamiru Draco. People are going to try to make, like, Barrier Statue. People are going to try to make Bookstone. People are going to try to make Spell Canceller. People are going to try to make, like, 500 different variants of the same card. What's very funny is that Kotor has, like, this one rant that he went on in, like, a Genesis stream, where he was like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will always do their best to find the most unfun, degenerate shit within a format. And I do agree. I do agree with that sentiment. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game with like a lot of very cool and interesting interaction, but just because of how the game is like designed and how it's evolved over the years, the best thing that you can be doing in most formats is just making a fucking floodgate. Like, the dual records don't lie. Just make a floodgate. It's pretty easy. It's pretty broken. Turns out if you just like make a floodgate and your opponent can't do anything, and you just kill them in a single turn because your current Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pretty fast, it's kinda frustrating. It's a very unfun play experience to be sitting across the table from. Because at least in like Magic the Gathering, you can like kind of play under like Blood Moon, you can like kind of play under Aristic Study or like Esper Sentinel. There is nothing you could do in certain game states in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like the ladder where it's like relatively fun interaction, hyper combo wombo boards, and then it's just a floodgate, Lamau. And then it's a floodgate with hyper wombo combo. Current Yu-Gi-Oh is fast, showing us a Genesis deck. What did he mean by this? It means that Yu-Gi-Oh, it means that Photon Thrasher should be bought out ASAP. Habakiri is too good of a card, but they forgot to put in the text that Reptile Lock if you used it. That's the thing with like locks and archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh. Sometimes they are very, very, very relevant, and sometimes they don't mean anything at all. Like, technically, Malice does lock you. Like, the only thing you could summon is like you can only summon like Link monsters. Ooh, what a lock. Or like the Onomat stuff in Ryziel, or like in Genesis, like, oh no, I can only summon XYZ monsters. Ooh, the horror. But some locks are so big that it's not even worth playing these cards. Like, Wosu is a beautiful card. It's one of the best designed cards I've ever read. Like, it's a kaiju that's like searchable within your archetype, and it like recycles itself, and it's like a very powerful like turn 2 or turn 3 play. You play it in like side decks. It like triggers your stuff. It's very, 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 very pretty card. I love it a lot. But the Reptile Lock is so big that this card just no longer sees play. Like, yes, you can argue that like Pure Mitsurugi is like still a deck. I'm sorry, but according to this little chart, like Pure Mitsurugi is like barely a blip on the map. Are you trying to tell me that Pure Mitsurugi is as good as like Luna Light or Sulfa Cord Mimical Yummy? And even then, when Pure Mitsurugi was like kind of chilling around for a little bit, it was a pretty this lock did not matter. It was a very irrelevant lock. Evil Twins lock is a big reason the deck ended up becoming mid. I mean, like, outside of the fact that the deck can't play through like certain hand traps, like, yeah, like the fact that like some locks are just so predatory, it makes card design either like unplayable or just completely irrelevant. You could argue that maybe the best, whatever it's called, the best locks that we've had are like with Yummy, because this is like a pretty relevant lock, but not that relevant because you don't actually need Link 3s in this deck. It's very like, it's very touch and go. Like the Master Diamond, like the Master Diamond Dispersion lock, where it locks you with the fusions. Like, who cares, bro? You're killing them. This is an irrelevant ass lock. Like, yeah, sure, you can't go like Aquamarine Topaz into like Phantom Quartz, but you know, why play Pure Mitsu when you can have insanely higher ceilings of other engines like Yummy? Yeah, that's just how it be in a format where decks are just hypercharged to go first. And the idea of like going second or having meaningful hand interaction that isn't like super sacky. Think of like specific 2-card hand trap combos, or combos that involve, or combos that require you to like resolve Fualos or Perulia, or hand traps, or like one-up hand traps. Think of like the singular, like think of like Cyframe Gamma or whatever. It's just very frustrating. It's very frustrating to see a format that just ended up being a little too powerful and being evolved upon a little bit too degenerately. I know I'm not one to fucking talk about this, but that's just my personal opinions. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of YCS Pittsburgh, day 1 at least. I will see you guys tomorrow for YCS Pittsburgh, day 2.